What's going on? It's your boy Sermon at Sermon's Domain on Twitter. Kanye West's erratic behavior over the last month has made many of us skeptical about his new album. He publicly endorsed Trump. He went on TMZ and said that slavery was a choice, as well as a bunch of other bizarre things over the last month. Was this supposed to be setting up his next album? Was this Kanye trying to tell us something about society? We don't know. And unfortunately, with his 8th studio album simply titled Ye, we don't get an explanation. If you go into this album thinking, okay, Kanye's going to clear everything up, we're going to understand his worldviews, we're going to understand why he said what he said, why slavery is a choice. But no, none of that is ever brought up outside of like one line. Like there's one line on this album that talks about how slavery is a choice. And it's not even one that like explains it. It's just Kanye reiterating his opinion. I think if you are going to put your opinion out there, you can't just put it out there on surface level and leave it like that. Especially someone with so much influence like Kanye has. So that alone has made a lot of people mad. Also, unfortunately, a lot of people now don't care. It was like, okay, we're mad. Oh, but the album's coming. The album's here. Let me listen to it. I love this album. It's a classic. I've been seeing all these crazy hot takes on Twitter this morning about the album. It's really borderline insane. I'm not someone who was trying to cancel Kanye. I was more so waiting to see where this was going. I didn't want to sit here and just put all my thoughts out there. Obviously, I disagree with a lot of what Kanye is saying. I won't go into super detail about it. I mean, it's common sense why I would disagree with him endorsing Trump or saying slavery is a choice. But ultimately, the album is a bit disappointing because it doesn't tackle those subjects. Despite hearing that it would. Pusha T and Sci-Hi both have talked about how this album was supposed to do just that. I think maybe at the last minute Kanye decided to change the album again. I think the clear direction of this album was supposed to be leading up to this. It wouldn't be the first time that Kanye's tried to change something at the last minute. We have an album cover for Ye. And on the album cover, which is shot by Kanye himself in Wyoming, the title is not even Ye. The title says, "I hate being bipolar, it's awesome," which probably was the original album title. It's something that is much more appealing when you read it, when you hear about it. But then I understand why he put it as Ye. In simple terms, Ye is about where Kanye is in his life right now, or what he's going through, I feel. He definitely opens up about being bipolar on this album, and I think that shows in the writing. The writing is not my favorite part of this album by any means, but I can appreciate how it's more sporadic in thought. It's not Kanye really focused and sticking to one topic on most songs. There's 2 songs, 2 or 3, maybe even 4 on here that I feel he's trying to focus. Like he goes in with the topic, but then there's other songs where he's just kind of rapping all over the place. And with that comes the idea of Kanye making this album while going through a bipolar episode. I'm not going to be that person that's trying to like diagnose him and be that therapist, because I'm not qualified for that. But I've seen a lot of people on Twitter, and as well as, my DJ booth Slack chat family, we were discussing this. And, we kind of shared those same views. Like, this is how the album sounds, how it feels. When I said the writing is not anywhere near my favorite part of the album, I mean, I think Kanye really set the bar high with his early work. Up until My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, it It was like Kanye was really good at writing, or having the right ghostwriters. Like a combination of the two. Now it doesn't feel like Kanye is utilizing too many people. He has people around him all the time, but it's not like Pusha T's coming in and writing his entire verse on a record called Yikes. No, I think Kanye himself is actually writing a lot of this material with minor help from other people. Might be like a line or two, an idea, a thought. But for the most part, it sounds like Kanye has been writing, because these verses are not amazing. I feel like these are decent Kanye verses at best. And because of that, the bad lines, they really stick out. The lines where you're like, wait, why is he saying this? Like, there's a line on here where he says, on a record called All Mine, he says, I love your titties because it proves I can focus on two things at once. Now, either Kanye wrote that himself, or he had Stifler from American Pie in the studio with him. That's an American Pie Stifler lyric right there. It's very childish. And it's not something that you're like, oh, he's going off, this is crazy. No. Kanye as a writer is not really compelling anymore. Kanye as a producer, however, feels like he's hitting a new stride. After the production on Daytona, I was excited for Kanye's album, because I knew that at the very least we were going to get some amazing production. And Kanye is also a visionary when it comes to pairing the right artists on the production. I don't think there was any bad guest features on the album. I would say that some of them are significantly better than others. Charlie Wilson is on a record called No Mistakes, and he sounds so amazing, so great. Charlie Wilson just doesn't sound bad when he makes music. It makes me sad that we haven't gotten that Charlie Wilson Kanye produced album that was rumored to be in the works years ago. If Kanye is real focused on the production, now is the time. I want that album to happen. Kid Cudi is making himself a really nice comeback so far. I'm not ready to say that he's fully back, but I think that with his guest appearance on A$AP Rocky's Testing, as well as on Kanye's album on the record called Ghost Town, I think that Kid Cudi could potentially put out some good music this year. We got the album with Kanye coming next week, hopefully. And I wouldn't put it past him to drop a solo album later on in the year. If so, I'm excited because Kid Cudi is sounding good on Ghost Town. Ghost Town is the clear favorite on this entire album. No Mistakes is a close second. I think if No Mistakes was longer, maybe some more Charlie Wilson on it, it would be up there. But Ghost Town is just phenomenal. Part of that is because of 070 Shake on this song. Like, wow, she has a very beautiful voice. And not only that, but she really stole the show. Kid Cudi sounds good, but Shake has something to prove. This is going to be a huge moment for her career, as well as this album. I think with Kanye albums, there's always going to be that one big moment. I think with The Life of Pablo, excluding the whole bleached asshole line, we look at Ultra Light Beam as that moment. And so on this album, I feel like Ghost Town is going to be that moment. Kanye West is no longer the perfectionist that he prided himself on being early on in his career. It feels like Kanye now acts a lot on emotion in the moment. While that can give you great results, it doesn't happen here. He's made plenty of questionable decisions from Yeezus up until now. I think these last few albums being directionless is a clear sign of that. Kanye used to give us these albums that really felt like you needed to hear them from start to finish, with almost no filler in them. Those early albums are classics. Can't take away from that. But these recent albums, it's like there's flashes of great Kanye in here, but not too much. Ye has magnificent production, and it reinforces what I said in regards to Pusha T's Daytona. In my review, I talked about how Kanye as an artist is not thrilling anymore. But the production makes him sound like he is in the zone. And so that right there has me even more excited for the upcoming albums. The Kid Cudi and Kanye album, the Nas album, and even Tiana Taylor's album. I think Kanye should keep producing the albums under Good Music, and even like some affiliated family like Nas. I can appreciate and respect Kanye for capturing this bipolar episode in music form. At least that's how I interpret the album, how I've seen others interpret it as well. But that doesn't always translate into a great album. Ye has some moments. It has great production. But ultimately, the writing falls flat. It leaves a lot to be desired. So those are my thoughts on Kanye's latest album titled Ye. After you listen to his album, I want to know what you think about it in the comment section below. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of differing opinions I've seen on Twitter. So many people loving this album. I'm not really one of those people, but I do want to hear from the people that love the album. Why do you love the album? Talk to me in the comment section below, and then like the video, subscribe to the channel if you're not already, share the video. Follow me on Twitter at @SermonsDomain. Check out some of my other work. I got reviews, interviews, discussions, etc. And as always, thank you for watching. I appreciate your time. And until next time, peace.